Hey beautiful souls, we've just moved through one of the most powerful, potent, energetic gateways of the year, the Lionsgate 8-8 portal, and that was swiftly followed by the full moon in Aquarius. Now, these cosmic events have activated deep shifts. They've stirred old wounds and brought those to the surface, and they've poured in new light codes for our next chapter. So today's reading is all about a soul reset. I know personally I've been called to be doing this over the last couple of weeks actually. And this is really about clearing away what's no longer aligned with us, integrating the upgrades that we have received, and anchoring into clarity, sovereignty, and divine timing that will carry us forwards. Now, a soul reset is very much about being in stillness. It's about integration. But I have lots of questions that I'm going to ask the Akashic Soul Alchemy deck today. Now, this is a deck that I have created and will be available on Kickstarter in the next couple of weeks. So let's get into the reading and see what we need to know this week. So just connecting in with the cards. So what primary energy are our souls clearing away right now? Oops. Okay, so interesting. We have the Prostitution Wound today. Now, for me, the Prostitution Wound is very much about clearing those imprints and those times where we have kind of sold our soul for money, for safety, for security. So that does not mean that you've been a prostitute, but it's that connection of selling our soul, selling ourselves, selling our worth for money, survival, safety and security. So the prostitution wound arises when we are trading, selling our truth, our values, our energy in exchange for security, stability, approval, and all of those different energies, maybe even protection and longing as well. So we have traded something in exchange, and that's been at the detriment of how we value ourselves. It's very much about the way we abandon ourselves in order to be chosen, to be safe, to be successful. So this wounding has absolutely nothing to do with sexuality or anything like that. It's just about how we give away our power in order to get something back. So when this card comes up, it's an invitation for you to stop staying small, to stop playing it safe. You know, maybe you've been staying small to keep the peace, or overgiving to earn someone's love, or staying silent to feel approval or to be approved, or staying silent for acceptance. So these patterns often stem from past lives where safety was earned through sacrifice. They also arise from deep soul imprints and ancestral patterns of survival. So this card is really asking you to reclaim your power and stop selling out your voice, your truth, your values, and your body in exchange for your worth. So some self-worth work to do. So this is the primary energy that is clearing right now. What cycles or old patterns are ready to end? We've got a few cards fallen out here. So we've got some contracts and agreements that we have made to sell our soul, to trade our self-worth, our values, and all of those things in this lifetime. We also have contracts where we have signed agreements, signed contracts to experience hardship in some form or another, where we think about kind of, selling out for approval, for success, for money, for love. So there are some contracts here that are ready to be looked at, to be released, or to be rewritten in order to help you to release the prostitution wound. So what lessons of wisdom are we integrating from the Lionsgate portal? And I feel it's very much about boundaries, right? Setting boundaries for our energy, for our protection, for our self-worth, for us moving forwards. Now, when we're setting boundaries, that doesn't mean that we're being selfish, that we're being self-centered. This is all about our energy. The more that we protect our energy, the more that we can help others, the more that we can show up in our power and our truth and our sovereignty. So I feel that perhaps you've learned lessons about not having boundaries in place and how that can literally drain your energy. So the lesson right now is very much about putting your boundaries in place. This reading is all about a soul reset, and it's impossible to take that time out to reset our soul and our energy if we don't have boundaries in place, and people are literally just coming in and draining our energy, or needing you all the time, or whatever it may be. So the lesson that we're learning right now is very much about boundaries. So what is your soul guiding us next? What are our souls guiding us to next? And we have alchemy, right? The alchemy is the transformation of whatever it is that we are working with, whatever it is that we want to change, that we want to transform in our lives. So your soul is asking you to focus on those transformations. What is it that you want to transform in this lifetime? So focusing on transforming and releasing the prostitution wound is going to be really, really powerful at this time. But also using the card of alchemy to alchemize and create magic, right? To create magic in whatever form is right for you, whether you're, working with the phases of the moon, the portals, the stargates that are opening, working with oracle cards, tarot, whatever it may be. You can use these tools to help you to alchemize and transform whatever it is that is going on, especially around the prostitution wound. So, what hidden strength? Oops. Picked up the guidebook. Okay, so what hidden strength or gift is ready to emerge for you right now? And we have money alchemy, right? So money alchemy is really about changing your story around money. So alchemizing that story. What is it that you are telling yourself around money, your beliefs around money, what your ancestors passed down to you around money? This is a time to really let go of all of those things. Our soul is ready for a reset. We need to rest. We need to integrate all of the amazing energies that have come forwards for us, all these light codes and activations. But we can't do that if we're in a state of scarcity and lack, survival. When the prostitution wound comes up, it's quite often connected to our safety and our security. So if we're in a state of scarcity and lack and all of those things, then our nervous system could be on overload. So a reset is really, really important. If you're constantly worrying about money, then your nervous system is going to be in overdrive. And we're really being asked to have a reset at this time to help us to integrate everything that is coming in. But in order to do that, we need to be in stillness. And it's hard to be in stillness when we're in scarcity and lack. So there's some money work that you can do, some money alchemy that you can do. So transform your money story into something far more positive. Okay, so some really interesting cards have come out today. So these are all from the Akashic Soul Alchemy Oracle deck, which will be available on Kickstarter on the new moon, 22nd of August. Please do come and support me and let me know how these cards resonated for you today, and what action steps you're going to take to help you to release the prostitution wound and the soul contracts and agreements that are in place. And you've got two transforming, alchemizing cards here that can really help you to do that. So I'd love to hear from you and know how these cards have resonated with you today. And don't forget to put boundaries in place to help you through this time, to help you to integrate and embody everything that's been coming through from the Lionsgate portal and from the full moon in Aquarius. Have an amazing rest of the day, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Ciao for now.